Very good morning to all of you. Today I want to start experiment number 24. The title of experiment number 24 is Determination of Biological Oxygen Demands. That is BOD test of the given sample. This BOD experiment is related to sewage sample determinations. Okay. Now based on this BOD test and as well as based on this environmental engineering laboratory subject, so there are 4 outcomes are prepared here. So which are those 4 outcomes I will be explain here. First one is acquire capability to conduct experiments and estimate the concentration of different parameters. Second course outcome is prepared as compare the result with the standards and discuss based on the purpose of analysis. So third course outcome is determine type of treatment, degree of treatment for water and wastewater. Fourth, identify the parameter to be analyzed for the student project work in environmental stream. The title of subject is Environmental Engineering Laboratory and subject code is 18CVL67. This comes in 6th semester of civil engineering branch. Okay. Next. So these are the apparatus or equipments are listed here. These apparatus are continue used in executing the environmental experiments. Some equipments are helpful to conduct a given experiment. Some apparatus are helpful to do the titration of the given experiments. Okay. So now see here, this is the BOD incubators. So this BOD incubator is used in these experiments. Okay. So next, now I want to explain about theory or basic concept of BOD. The most important test of wastewater is that for determining its biochemical oxygen demand, popularly known as BOD. Okay. The most important test of wastewater is that for determining its biochemical oxygen demand, popularly known as BOD. Bacteria placed in contact with organic material will utilize it as food source. In the utilization, the organic matter will eventually be oxidized to stable end product such as carbon dioxide and water. The amount of oxygen used in this process is called BOD and considered to be a measure of the organic content of the waste. Polluted waters will continue to absorb oxygen for many months. Polluted waters will continue to absorb oxygen for many months and it is practically impossible to determine this ultimate oxidized demand. Hence, the BOD of water during 5 days at 20 degrees centigrade is generally taken as the standard demand and is about 65 to 70% of the total demand. This standard BOD is determined by mixing or diluting a known volume of a sample of wastewater with a given known volume of aerated water and then calculating the DO of this diluted sample. The dissolved oxidized of the diluted sample after this period of incubation is again calculated. The difference between the initial DO value and the final DO value will indicate the oxygen consumed by sewage sample in 5 days. So this is the concept of BOD. Now this table shows the standard recommended BOD values. Okay. So here inland surface water for use as water for public water supply and for bathing. So maximum permissible BOD at 20 degrees centigrade is 3 mg per liter as per IS 2296. If domestic sewage effluent discharges into inland surface water, so then maximum BOD is 20 mg per liter as per IS 4764. Industrial effluents discharged into inland surface water, so then maximum BOD is 30 mg per liter. This is as per IS 2490. Treated effluent to be discharged on land. Treated effluents to be discharged on land. The maximum BOD is permissible 100 mg per liter. This is as per 2490 IS code. If the industrial effluent falling into marine coastal areas, so then maximum permissible BOD is 100 mg per liter. This is as per IS 7968. So these are the standard recommended BOD values. It should be remembered based on the different type of sewage samples. Now procedures, how this experiment is executed. So first, fill a 300 ml capacity BOD bottle with dilution water. Fill a 300 ml capacity BOD bottle with dilution water. Find the initial dissolved oxygen content in it, that is D1. Find the initial dissolved oxygen content in it, that is D1. Fill another 300 ml capacity BOD bottle with diluted wastewater. Fill another 300 ml capacity BOD bottle with diluted wastewater. Find the initial dissolved oxygen content in it, that is S1. Fill one bottle with dilution water and another bottle with diluted wastewater and keep in a BOD incubator for 5 days. So then find the final dissolved oxygen in both dilution water and diluted wastewater after 5 days. So then using the values of DI and D1, S1, DF, SF, calculate the BOD value. Okay. Observations. See these observations for this experiment. This table shows initial DO in the dilution water, that is D1. So here sample is dilution water. Burette reading, initial reading, final reading, then difference, then do the average. So that is DO oxygen. Initial DO in the diluted sample, that is S1. You write the readings, 3 samples, diluted sample, initial reading, final reading, difference. So then do the average. So this is the DO of diluted sample. Final DO in dilution water, that is DF, final DO for dilution water. So here 3 readings we are getting, then average, so then we are getting DO for dilution water. Final DO in diluted sample, that is SF. So for these, in sample is diluted sample, you take the 3 trails, initial reading, final reading and difference. So then do the average. So then this is the DO for final DO. Okay. Next, calculation. What is the calculation for this? So now this is the formula. BOD in milligram per liter is given by the formula S1 minus SF by percentage dilutions. Okay. So SI, not 1. SI minus SF divided by percentage dilution into DI minus DF. Here SI is initial DO of the diluted sample, SF is final DO of the diluted sample, DI is the initial DO of the dilution sample, DF is the final DO of the dilution sample. Now write the results based on this calculation. BOD of the given sample of wastewater is in milligram per liter. So then based on the result you write the conclusions according to recommended BOD permissible value. So now these are the references are referred for these experiments. Okay, thank you one and all. Next experiment I will be continue in next class.